Transformers: Rise of the Beasts is directed by Stephen Caple Jr. and is the 87th installment in the Transformers franchise. In Rise of the Beasts, the Transformers are looking for a lost key to get back home. In the meantime, human Noah, played by Anthony Ramos, is struggling at home. He's struggling to pay for his brother's medical bills. In return, the Transformers offer Noah cash to help them find the key and help them get back home. Now, I've only ever seen 2 Transformers movies, and they are on completely different opposite ends of the spectrum. The one I really like is Bumblebee. I'm a big fan of Travis Knight. I think he did a great job with that film. That film was funny, it was emotional, the action was great. And then on the other end of the scale, I saw Transformers The Last Night.
You wretched human!
Yeah, I don't really need to say anything else. However, I did have interest in Rise of the Beast because Stephen Caple Jr. was directing it. He directed Creed 2, which I really like. I think that film was really underappreciated. And I'll start with his direction here because I think Stephen Caple Jr. brings a nice mix of levity and action. There are grounded scenes in this film in which we explore Anthony Ramos' character's background. But at the same time, there are action sequences that are grounded, at least grounded for a Transformers movie. They feel like they're set on planet Earth. I think there's also something to be said for the tone here. While I will say Rise of the Beast is more serious than Bumblebee, I wouldn't also say it takes itself seriously. So I think Stephen Caple Jr. found a really nice balance there. But they never feel dull. They still feel very exciting even though they are more grounded in reality. Again, reality for a Transformers movie, because yeah, you're not going to walk out your front door and see this kind of stuff. And I do think some of the more grounded emotional scenes with Anthony Ramos' character and his brother are some of the best scenes in the film. I was genuinely invested in their storyline. And also Optimus Prime has a really nice character arc. He has a goal, he has a motivation, and I really liked that. The action sequences, especially in the first 2 acts, are really well directed. There's not cuts every single second, you can clearly see what's going on. And yeah, they're just fun to watch. However, this is when I get into my negatives. As I said, the first 2 acts feel really well directed, but there's a big climax scene in the 3rd act that, yeah, it doesn't look great. The thing is, the colour palette they chose for the kind of background of the climax is very grey. Yes, they have different shades of colour on them, but what colour are the Transformers naturally? Grey. So it just kind of feels like this big blob of grey. Although the 3rd act does have fun moments, don't get me wrong, it's just not quite as visually pleasing, therefore not quite as entertaining. And I do also think there are aspects of the screenplay that are quite messy. It almost struggles to make up its mind. It's hard to get into it without revealing anything, but it does feel like the film doesn't know what it wants to do with itself at times. As I mentioned, I loved Bumblebee, and this film could have used a hell of a lot more of Bumblebee. Now, he does have one really great moment, I will say that. But yeah, in general, I would have loved more Bumblebee. He's such a great character. Overall, Transformers Rise of the Beasts is not the home run that Bumblebee was, but it's also not the disaster that whatever that was. I'm going to give Transformers Rise of the Beasts a B-. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. You guys are awesome. Blu-ray Billy, logging off.